Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we're going to fiber etch 304 stainless steel with electrical diagrams. Now this is a little bit hard to see because it is stainless steel with a number 4 finish, which is a nice brush finish. But what you see here are the electrical diagrams that go into a control panel that is fiber etched. So basically what happens is it's going in an environment that's sort of corrosive or needs lots of washdowns, and they want to have electrical components all outlined and detailed. But the problem they have is if you use a laminate or something like that, it just degrades too fast. So the solution to that is stainless steel. Now the 304 stainless steel just makes it a little bit more easy to read because it's highly detailed. I'll try to get the focus to work here. So the number 4 finish is just a bonus. It just happens to be that way. It's 11 gauge, which is 1/8 inch thick. And what they're going to do is they're going to put this inside the control panel, and then they're going to tack weld it into place. So the nice thing about that approach is there's no adhesives or glues involved. It's literally stainless steel on stainless steel, then a couple of tacks all the way around, and it's fine pretty much forever. And it's incredibly corrosive resistant. Now, of course, if the customer wanted something even more corrosive resistance, you go to 316 stainless steel or some industrial coating processes. But in this case here, this is more than fine. In this case, for this project specifically, we made 5 plates. Here's the other one you can see here. This one is actually done 4 times, the other one just once. So even very, very fine detail come out nice and sharp. And that's important because, again, you have an electrician, you have a whole plant set up with a bunch of these, and you want to make sure everything is visible, not just now, not just during the installation, but even 10, 20, 30 years down the road. Now, of course, there are other ways to mark metal like this. One of them is using a UV printing, dyes, and basically just paint with mass. Now, the problem with all of those is that they're non-permanent. So if I try to bend this plate, or I leave this plate in the sun, or I tack weld around it, or what have you, all that stuff is coming right off. Including if you warp the plate or you twist it, it's off. You notice for this process here, there's nothing added. It's just the fiber laser etching into the metal, and that's what's producing the contrast that you see. So that's why when you bend this, there's nothing coming off. It's the metal, this is the metal itself becoming darker, basically, and it's tempered. So there's other sort of ways of doing this as well. One of the most popular brands is Surmark, but it's basically a ceramic bonding process on metal. And there's a very strong reason why I don't use that in my shop. And that is because it comes off, it chips, it just doesn't last. I've bid against contracts with people using that. And yes, the process is a lot faster. It's more cost effective, absolutely, compared to getting a fiber laser, but it doesn't last. And you can actually just chip it off with, a knife. I've gone to meetings when I was trying to get large corporate jobs like this here for big plants. And I bring one of my plates here, and I bring a big knife, and I give them the knife, and I give them the plate, and I say, take whatever I did onto this plate, take it off. And not one customer has ever been able to take it off, and that's why I provide that test for them real time, because then they can see the quality of her work. Now you also notice that the details are really, really nice and sharp, although it's kind of hard to see on this video for various reasons. But we can do very, very fine lines and very highly detailed information on these plates that just is not possible with any other method. Through the years, we've done a lot of custom control panel sort of work, and most of that is 304 stainless steel, although we have sometimes done 316 for more, again, more corrosive environments that needed that extra bit. Now, when it comes to doing this type of work, you only have one color, and that's basically a very, very dark brown to black. It just depends on what the process is and where it's going into. Now, when you look at this here, you'll see how everything is highly, highly detailed. But most of the work we actually do with control panels is actually larger sort of work. So basically, let's just say this would be a control panel here, which is something actually we've done before, something to this size. And what they do is, again, they tack weld these underneath like this. But we also do the control panel itself, because normally what you have is a window or something in there for the TV monitor or the plasma. And then you'd have details all the way around. And because it's going to an environment with a lot of chemical washdowns and that kind of stuff, we would actually etch details so that when there were, you know, holes for emergency stop or some little knobs or that kind of stuff to be labeled, Lamicoids, again, just don't work well in that environment. Think about food industry. You don't want little pieces of plastic in the food. So that's why stainless steel is wonderful for that. And of course, we can etch the entire surface and the panels back and forth, however the customer wants. So looking for custom control panels, etching, fiber etching, contact me at CNCKing.com. We can do it for you and ship it right to your door.